Everybody, Adam here, So Wizard Podcast. I got an interview here from Glass Cabin Films. I sat down with Mark and Baker, who are, well, they both wear many hats in the company. They're co-founders of the company. We're on to talk about their horror short, We Die Alone. You can find it on Amazon Prime right now. It was very cool. I really enjoyed it. Doesn't go exactly the way you think it's going to, which is very cool and a welcome change. So check out the interview, really interesting guys, and then make sure you check out their short. Their website, glasscabinfilms.com, has a lot more of their projects upcoming and existing. So thanks for watching. Yes, I'm sitting down with Mark and Baker. I'm sorry, I almost said Blake. Mark and Baker. I'm sorry, guys. From Glass Cabin Films. How you guys doing?
Good, yes.
Good, doing good. As good as can be.
Yeah, all the craziness going on.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate you guys taking the time. And there's one short, We Die Alone, that just came out that we're going to get to. But I wanted to first start with how you guys got into the entertainment business.
Yes. Well, I first was doing acting. Like I was living in New York and sort of one summer, actually not just one summer, just in general, just wanting to do commercials and things like that. Then I moved out to Los Angeles, to pursue acting, and then really got interested in the behind the scenes, once I was here, and then sort of parlayed that way.
All right.
Yeah, and I moved here for acting right after college, and after years of only focusing on acting, I kind of also stumbled into the behind the scenes and wanting to write and produce and just do the whole monster of entertainment.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Here being LA, is that where you guys are based out of?
Yes. Yeah.
From
New York.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. And then how did you guys team up?
So we did, I've known Baker. He was doing a web series called Dating Pains. And at the time, I wanted to be a cinematographer. And I'm a photographer by trade. And so I was like, okay, my next step would be cinematography. But then once I started doing that, I just really realized that I love the directing side of it. And so that, then that's when I really just focused on directing. And then since, we realized that we loved horror and that we wanted to work on more horror pieces. So that's kind of how it, sort of took off from there.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's kind of a natural progression.
Yeah, as many things, you have plans for how you think life's going to go, and then you wind up doing something completely different.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but I love it. It's like it's definitely a welcome transition,
Yeah, and you're kind of more in control of your own destiny that way.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So you guys got together, you started Glass Cabin Films, your own kind of production creation company.
Yeah.
It looks like you already have quite a few projects under that label.
Yeah. We've been, trying to. I mean, it's so much fun to do. So we've just been, one finishes and we start working on the next one, or
A couple of shorts done, maybe 4.
Four as. Wait, I'm coming out with 2 experimental shorts coming up soon. So 6 technically, but as far as like the ones that are out now, it's 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
And your latest is We Die Alone? Is that
the latest one that's out now is We Die Alone. You can find it on Amazon Prime or Vimeo on demand.
That was very cool to see that you guys got it on Amazon Prime. That's a huge platform.
Thank you. Yeah, that was our goal. Yeah, we wanted that one. So, and then that way too, we felt like it would be, more people would have access to it, and a lot of. You what?
Accessibility. I was excited, for that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So we liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys getting a lot of hits on that, or because I also saw you were doing some festival stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So we brought it through last year. We took it through the festival circuit. It's actually finishing up the festival circuit right now. We're playing actually within the next coming month. We're playing the Newport Beach Film Festival, which was like one we were super excited to get into. The Valley Film Festival, and once COVID happened, they had to move a lot of the dates, but
they're all virtual now.
Yeah, everything's virtual.
Yeah, that's kind of the elephant in the room. I try not to bring up the COVID thing too much, but if you're doing a film festival tour, like how does that affect your rollout and your publicity and everything?
Yeah,
It was on the tail end of ours.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah.
still get to go and, meet people and be in person on a lot of the festivals. But I mean, in a way, with it being virtual, it's like, more people can see it because, when if it's at a specific festival, then, obviously the people that attend the actual festival are usually the only ones that can see it. But when it's virtual, you get to, you can tell anyone wherever they are to go watch it. The downside being that you can't meet people. It's so fun meeting all the awesome filmmakers and, talking to people and finding new collaborations that you do at the film festivals. But luckily, a lot of the festivals that we have been getting into have been having good, whether it's the Zoom meetings or filmmaker meetups through, online methods. So they've been doing a good job at sort of making the transition.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
So you guys are still doing the rounds, and because that's got to be really exciting when you create something to bring it out in the world yourselves.
Absolutely, yes. It's really fun. It's fun, So, I mean, I do love sitting in it. There's nothing like sitting in a theater and seeing it on a giant screen, but, when you can't do that, it's still great to hear the feedback and, and you get to, it's still great to hear people talking about things. So,
For sure.
yeah.
So I guess we could talk about We Die Alone specifically because there's a lot going on in there. I really enjoyed it.
Good, thank you.
Baker, you did a fantastic job.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, right before we started recording, I was watching it and my wife came in and I said, "Oh, I'm watching this horror short. I'm talking to the guys later. You want to sit down and watch it?" And she got up to, I don't want to give anything away. She got up to a certain point where your character kind of crossed a line.
Okay.
And she was just like, "Nope, that's it." And she walked out of the room. And she's not usually too squeamish, so good job. She bought it.
Good.
It is kind of hard to talk about without spoilers because there's some stuff that happens in there that I definitely didn't see coming, and I was like, "Oh, that's fantastic."
Right. Well, it's like the basis of it is the dating world and sort of connections with people, and that's kind of I think that's what I wanted to encompass in the short, because I think that's the experience of dating, or when you're trying to sort of create relationships with people. You never know how it's going to go, and sometimes it'll go in your favor and sometimes it doesn't, and so this was kind of an exaggerated form of things not going so well.
Oh, for sure, but it was timely and spot on, and with just like I think it was like 23-minute runtime or something. Like, you tell the story, you're into the characters. Like, I was really worried for the coworker character at the end there. So
yeah.
So how did that project come about? I mean, I saw you had a third party was the screenwriter.
Yeah, Cassie Keats. She's awesome. So basically, I mean, I wrote the story. I was walking. I was on a hike in Los Angeles, and I was just noticing how the park was pretty crowded, where the hike was happening, and no one was talking to each other. And it just kind of started my mind thinking about just misconnections and how people don't talk to each other, and especially in cities. You'll walk right by person and basically ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just come from a vacation. I was on Martha's Vineyard, where, I mean, if you've ever been there, it's like everyone talks to everyone. It's like it's this little utopia, and you feel weird if you're not touching the humans in front of you. So coming back to Los Angeles, it was like this big jolt of everyone's literally ignoring everyone. So it kind of started from there, and then it was going to be a little 1 minute or 2 minute piece, and then it just kind of graduated. I really fell in love with the characters and wanted to explore them more. So, it just kind of it became what it did.
And Baker, how about you? How did you what was your process getting into it and figuring out the character and all that?
Yeah, I think my main focus was I really wanted to make it a real person and make it with a believable performance, because there are so many things that we see where there is the guy and he starts stalking the girl and who knows what he's going to do, but you don't really know why he's doing it. He's just like on the surface a creeper.
Yeah.
So I think for Aiden, I really wanted to go a little deeper and add some layers to him and make the audience feel for him, or at least see why he's doing what he's doing. They might not agree with it, but they'll kind of understand.
Yeah, he did come across as oh, sorry, good feedback. He came across as very broken, not just, oh, this guy's the bad guy,
Right. Yeah.
Which I liked because that took it to another level, I think. Because you could have done the straight up thing, 20 minutes, made it creepy, and it still could have been very good, but adding those extra layers, for me anyway, really brought it home.
Yeah. And I think, Baker did an amazing job with that. And I think with horror, especially, it's such a gift, I think, to have this genre that you can play around in. And it's like, I really like adding that character-driven element to it as well. It's like, I enjoy characters and exploring characters. So just, the straightforward, just scare, it's fun, but it's like, I wanted something that, I could really feel, as well.
For sure, yeah. Why not do both if you can?
Right. Yeah, so it's fun.
So you said you came up with the story, but then Cassie wrote the script. Did you just kind of give her the elevator pitch and she took it and ran, or was it like a collaboration?
So what I usually do is like with story, like I love creating story, but like dialogue and sort of like the formatting of everything, it's just like, I'm like, oh, let me pass that on. So I basically outlined the script, like, sort of said what I wanted to happen and kind of, what I thought that the character should be talking about. And then I just handed it all to her, and then she put it together in a nice, neat form, and, really came up with the dialogue and did that, which was a huge help. And plus I wanted her voice on it too, especially because the film is, 2/3 women. And so I wanted a woman's voice on the project, especially writing the script and writing the dialogue. I didn't want that all to come from me. So, I'm glad. Yeah, it was great. She was into it, and like, I'm glad she did work with it.
That makes a lot of sense. And I really kind of got that feeling with all the work scenes.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine. Yeah. Sorry. I couldn't think of the character's name, but yeah, the two of them really, it felt very natural.
Right.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to get an extra voice in there, especially from a woman's perspective.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Especially with the online dating thing, because I'm sure the male and female perspective are two different worlds entirely.
Totally different. Yeah, it's true. And like, even in doing my own research or talking to friends about, dating or whatever, it's just like, you hear worlds of difference, just like you hear people talking about things so differently. So, I kind of wanted each character to kind of be not a version, but like just like a sort of a take on some of the, each had their own thing, that their dating issue or their relationship issue.
Right.
Yeah.
You had said to me, like, they're like a representation of an extreme representation of how people stand in their way with relationships, right?
Right, exactly.
Ashley is, she's more of the one who fantasize. Is that what you said?
Romantic.
I'm butchering what you usually say.
Yeah, like Ashley's like romanticizing, anyone that's nice to her, that she gets into relationships with. Chelsea sort of ends or kills off like things once it's going well, and and Aiden was sort of staying in his comfort zone, in his safety zone. So, and you watch it, it's like, cause especially when I'm talking to friends, or if I try to like, set two people up, and each person has their own thing that they do in their relationships, it's interesting to watch them, try to mesh those two, whatever their defense mechanisms are, or whatever their ways of entering relationships are. I find this stuff fascinating. So.
Yeah, no, especially when you see like the patterns coming out, and they might not even know that they have that pattern, but as a third party looking in, you can pick that stuff out pretty easily. But then you can't turn it on yourself. So
right, exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool, because the more you dive in, the more it really is a character study. And even though I'm sorry, what was her name? Eileen, you said?
Well, Ashley Jones was Elaine.
Oh, wait, even though she didn't have a ton of screen time, you knew all about her and you knew what she was in there for, and it really worked on every level.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, after this festival circuit, what are the plans, or is that the question you hate to be asked in these?
No, I mean, for me, like I said, I have 2 experimental films coming out. I wanted to make something that wasn't so, locked into the rules of narrative, but and then I wanted to also explore some visual things, and so I'm coming out with those. I applied to festivals for next year, because obviously this year's a wash. Then I'm working on an anthology with a group of people. So we'll say it's a horror anthology. So that's being developed, and then also another feature that I want to graduate to the feature. So that's working on that soon as well.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I mean, we do have some more short ideas in the bag too, but I think a feature is really what we want to work towards. And Mark has a feature idea, and I also have one that I'm working on. So just gotta get it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like now is the time for writing and getting your ducks in a row.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is the time, lots of time.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's actually been busy. I mean, it's like, I tend to be somewhat of a homebody anyway. So it's like, I don't mind not going out into a lot, but it's like, it's been busy, there's been a lot of, creative fun going on. So.
You feel the same way, Baker, or as more of a... I'm getting the impression more of an actor. I might be totally wrong, though, just because I watched you in something and you were in front of the camera.
You mean as far as like the industry in general right now?
Well, yeah, just because like you can't really be on set in front of a camera, but you might be at home cooking up ideas and writing.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, the industry is slowly getting back together. It's all self-tapes now. No one's walking in a room or anything like that. But yeah, aside from that picking back up, I have been really focused on finishing the feature I'm working on. That's just been my main focus. Yeah.
Nice. Is this horror as well, or you don't really want to talk about it just yet?
Or it's like I'd say like a little bit Southern Gothic horror right now. That's where it's at.
Okay.
But yeah.
Would you be starring, or do you want to be behind the scenes on this one?
No, I'm definitely writing myself in as
There you go.
I'm totally in it.
But yeah, Mark would be directing,
and I better be directing. Yes.
I think we would. We'd definitely be doing some sort of crowdfunding, which would be our first time doing it. But I think that's been one of the reasons for a lot of the shorts we've worked on, so we can like kind of show, this is what we can do. So let's take it to the next level and let's make a feature.
Yeah, bring your audience with you.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Do you guys want to give everybody your socials and your plugs, your website, and?
Sure. Yeah. So you can online. You can visit me at marccartwright.com. MarcCartwright. And on social media, it's MCPHOTOG. So MC Photog. And then for We Die Alone, it's We Die Alone Film across the social media platform. And Glass Cabin Films is Glass Cabin Films, at Glass Cabin Films.
And my Instagram is Baker Chase Powell, and my Twitter is Baker Chase.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time. Everyone should definitely go and check out We Die Alone. It's on Amazon Prime, so it's not hard to get to.
Right. Yes, check it out. Watch it. Give it 5-star reviews.
Well, good luck on everything going forward. I mean, I'll be looking for more because I loved what I saw.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having us.
Hey, thanks for watching, and thanks to Mark and Baker for coming on the show, talking about their projects, talking about their company, talking about creative endeavors in general. Really cool guys. I had a lot of fun doing that interview. We got some more interviews coming up for you. Please remember to subscribe to our channel so you can see those. Also, make sure to listen to So Wizard Podcast every single week wherever you get your podcasts. So Wizard Podcast can also be found on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can get 2 bonus shows. A little bit really goes a long way into helping the show. We love hearing feedback, so leave something in the comments or drop us a line on social media. All of the accounts can be found after the show. Also, make sure you check out the show notes for all the links from Glass Cabin Films. Also, be sure to visit subwizardpodcast.com for reviews, recommendations, all new merchandise, and more. A lot of cool things coming up. Thanks again.